now, you're hearing my words, but tomorrow, you may not be able to hear me. What about your friends or your family? What if they're no longer able to hear you or hear the world? How will you communicate? What will you do? What's your response? Today, I will be persuading you to learn ASL. ASL stands for the American Sign Language. Besides ASL, there's also BSL, British Sign Language, and so forth. You see, Jamie Burke, a writer and hearing loss expert, said that the hardest part of learning ASL is motivating yourself. It's very hard to find the time and the effort that you have to put in to learn. It's just like another language. Christopher Rim, CEO in Command Education at Ivy League, said that American Sign Language is the third most studied language behind Spanish and French. Hearing loss is a common problem that many of us face through life, be it with ourselves or others that we know. A lot of babies are born without hearing, and children develop and grow without hearing or having hearing problems. CDC Director Dr. Anne Schrank said that too much noise is a common factor of hearing loss. People as young as 20 to 29 have discovered and reported that the hearing loss is due to damage from the noise that they happen to come upon. Noise being like playing your music too loud, being around jet planes, or going to concerts next to the speakers. And as many of us know, the older you are, the higher chance you have of losing your hearing. To solve the problem, it's easier than you would think. If you would teach it to young children, they would grow up learning ASL, they'd grow up knowing ASL. We could offer more American Sign Language classes in schools. Instead of only having different languages of Spanish, French, or German, American Sign Language could also be provided, which again helps teach instead of just trying to learn on your own. It'd be important to know all the basics. Even if you don't want to speak it fluently, learning the basics is important. Things like the alphabet. If you don't know a specific word, you could spell it and someone will still know what you're talking about. Signal words like danger, help, I'm hurt, or I need assistance can save your life or someone else's life. Simple objects can also be very helpful. Things like water, food, shelter help very much too. They help with better communication. Making eye contact is also a very important part of American Sign Language. How are you gonna know what somebody is signing to you unless you're looking at them? And I mean, I get it. Since not everybody wants to learn a different language. That's fair. But in conclusion, by learning ASL, you're communicating with the deaf. In some cases, if you were the hearing loss one, then you'll still be able to communicate with the world. Changing doesn't start right away. It takes time. For everybody to learn ASL, or a little bit of it at least, it would take years. Start with the younger generations, and as they grow older, they then can teach their younger generations, and so forth and so on, just like learning another language. I have provided you the facts and details on why you should learn American Sign Language, better known as ASL.